We're brought up not to lie.
How dare you?
Heart and hold to
You're
die.
screaming.
That's not the way it is today.
Hey, welcome to Innovision. This is Hey Joe. It's on our Innovision compilation 2022 album. And I want to put him out there. He's one of our artists on our Innovision label. And today it's going to be a fantastic show. We're going to interview Patricia Duncan, an author, publisher, also with DJ Woogie Fresh, and we have
Nyla Stats.
Nyla Stats, yes. So we.
Hey, you're not live streaming yet, brother.
Oh, well, let's see. I thought I hit that, but I am recording. So
yeah.
let's continue with this. Let's get James Brown up here and go from there.
Hi everybody, this is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. I'm labeled as Zoom user, it looks like. So I'm Zoom user. Got Johnny J in.
God.
That's who we love and that's who we serve. We got Johnny J in the house, president, station manager of IntervisionFM.com. We're sponsored by Christian Brothers Moving Company in the state of Colorado, right here in the city of Inglewood, also in the state of Arizona, and I think that's in Phoenix, and somewhere in the great state of Texas, you'll also find Christian Brothers Moving Company. Give them a call, and anywhere in the nation, they'll see about getting you moved so that you can find cheaper digs, more peaceful climbs, things like that. Don't forget about the Colorado Art Relief Fund, because we promote grassroots musicians, whether they're physically disabled or financially challenged, or in this day and age, pretty much both. We bring on from time to time guests and co-hosts that are singers, songwriters, and authors. Today we're joined by Patricia Duncan, who has written a book, is a accomplished songwriter. And we're also joined by DJ Woogie Fresh. And a little bit later, we'll be joined by Nyla Stats. So stay with us. You will not want to miss today's broadcast dealing with grassroots musicians and how to get your stuff promoted.
Yes. So welcome to the show, Patricia Duncan. And you have been in Colorado quite some time. Were you born and raised here?
Yes, I am a native.
Okay.
I was raised in Park Hill on 35th and Glencoe.
I was on 29th.
In Glencoe?
In Dexter, 29th and Dexter.
Okay.
So yeah, and my mother's house is still there. Now my brothers and sisters are living there, so we held on to that house.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great news.
All right.
That's great news. I wish you could have held on to ours, but
yeah, a lot of people didn't, and I don't know why the kids didn't say, "Hey, this is a good investment." But I guess the second generation or our generation, some of our generation didn't think like our parents did about owning property.
right.
Yeah. So, and then you either had a gift for writing or you developed that gift for writing from teachers and other people encouraging you to write. Tell us, how did you go towards writing and then eventually publishing?
So, my sister, her name was Vicki Buckley. She was the first Black Secretary of State of Colorado.
Wait a minute, say that. Wait a minute. The first what?
The first Black woman Secretary of State of Colorado.
Get out of here.
The first
Whoa.
Black female Secretary of State. That's fascinating.
And so she died suddenly in 1999.
Oh,
Huh.
And so I started a company after she passed away called eJava. And so it is an event planning company. And so in the process, I met a guy named
What was his name again?
I think we lost.
to teach me photography. And
Oh.
I was like, and we so he taught me photography, and he, you know, he was really strict. And so one day I said, "Ooh, I'm done. I'm not going to do photography." And he said, "I'm not going to allow you to give up on you." So that was 18 years ago.
Wow.
So I went on and started sending my pictures to the Black newspapers, to Urban Spectrum, Denver Weekly, and African American Voice. And from there, I got press credentials. My first assignment from the Urban Spectrum was to cover Barack Obama, which I did not have a clue who he was. But shortly after that event, I knew exactly who he was, and I knew exactly who I was going to be voting for. So we go on a little picture journey, and I am one that I'm creative. I work hard, but I never finish a project. And so
Is that because you get bored and then you say, "Oh, what's the next exciting thing?"
no, I just stopped, and I just quit. I was a quitter.
Are you a perfectionist?
I'm not a perfectionist, even though let me take that back. I am a perfectionist when it comes to producing my work or someone else's.
Understandable. That's
So
understandable.
it has to be the best it can be. That
Yeah.
makes sense. And so I had all these pictures of Barack Obama, and I would see how people would just cry when they would see him. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do a book, and it's going to be on Barack Obama.
Okay.
So
That must be a visual thing, because I noticed that same thing, but maybe because I'm blind, I just didn't get it. That same kind of a emotional kind of thing, and like I said, maybe that's a visual thing, and if you're sighted, you get that, but as blind people, or as I can't talk for everybody, but for myself, I just didn't get it.
okay, exactly. And so because of the type person I was, the quitter, the no self-confidence, all the negative things, in being in business, it took me 2 years to do the book. And so I had no money. So I had to ask everybody that was part of the book, would they do it for free? And they did, because they wanted to be a part of the book.
Excellent.
And so we go and I get my first investor, and then I never looked back. So my mom was in hospice, and so I would go work on my pictures, and then my mom would say, "Okay, no longer Obama time, it's Ruby time." So
Okay.
I would put my pictures down, and I would pay attention to my mother. And so on August 15th, I went and I told my mother that I had finished my part of the book, that was editing all the pictures, and it was getting ready to go to the designer and then go to print. And
Wow.
she said, "Oh, Trisha," she said, "I knew you would finish this. I knew you were going to finish it, and and when it comes out, it's going to come out in grand fashion." And on August.
Go ahead.
And then on August 23rd, 2010, she passed away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the journey began in March of 2011. In 2012, it was nominated for NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Literary Work of a Debut Author. In
Wow.
in 13, I sold the book out, and it went into the Library of Congress in July.
Wow, that's fascinating. And the book is called,
The book's called A Defining Moment.
and you can only find it on Kindle, folks, but are you looking to expand that from just the Kindle platform to all of the different platforms?
No, that in particular book was about validation. It was about, I was 55 years old when I started it, and it was about being able to validate myself, being able to say, you know, you did it, you know, and you went through everything, all the haters, all the people that told you you couldn't do it, you did it.
You know, it's kind of weird how those people seem to, they don't have nothing else to do, but then when you start doing something, they have something to say about it.
No, believe me, I went through it. And so I told my best friend, I said, I'm done. I'm not doing another book. He said, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. But but if you notice, I never said never, because never is never. And invariably, when you say it, it happens. So I just said, I'm not doing another book. And I paid my investors back, and I was content. I was good. Like I said, I was proud of myself without waiting for someone to tell me they were proud of me.
So I think the big thing there was that you didn't give up, you didn't yield, you didn't stop, you didn't surrender, except, you know, maybe that surrender be made to your higher power. But you just went right for it. You said that you were 55 years old. And from what I can gather, it's something that was very important to you since, say, your mid 30s. You had said that, you know, for 18 years, you'd been kind of working towards this goal and the fruition of doing something, you know, and then it did gel and morph into this new book. With about a minute left in this segment, do you have any final stuff that you want to impart to our listeners?
You know, what I'd like to say to your listeners, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, do not give up on your dream.
That's right.
Because your goals become a fruition when you complete it. And so you just got to work through it. And working through it is, like my sister told me, work hard, keep God first in your life, and always believe in you. And I am a project of perseverance.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny J started a brand new school for DJs that service disabled musicians, whether they're blind, whether they're otherwise physically disabled, whether they're veterans. We want to unite the world through music. And so I guess we could segue into the next set of guests. But before we do that, check out www.intervisionrecords.org. There you'll find all of our events pages, things that are taking place over the spring and the summer. And if you want to become involved and program your own pieces to the Intervision FM 24-hour internet radio station, hit us up at info@intervisionrecords.com. And that will also give you access to our newsletter for future topics.
Right. So go ahead.
So I would like to, take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you, Johnny and DJ Woogie Fresh and Alan for having me on your show. Like I said,
Duncan, where do they find your stuff?
So the only book I have available is called Barack Obama, and it is his all of his speeches from 2004 to 2020. And so you can get it on Amazon. We're working to get it in bookstores.
All right. Well, thank you, Patricia Duncan.
Thank you.
Folks, you're going to want to check these books out. These are pretty informative.
Historical.
Yeah, historical.
Yes. All right. Now,
Have a great day.
oh, and you gave me an aha moment when you were saying that since Barack Obama's father was African and then the mother was white, he is truly an African American. And that was an aha moment because I never really thought about it that way. Because I mean, we know that Jesse Jackson ran. We know Dick Gregory, 68. There was
Shirley
something,
Chisholm,
yeah, Shirley Chisholm
you ran.
in the 70s ran, and it was like, but I never thought about that. And then also I want to I would let the audience know before it flows away. There's a video out there with Martin Luther King saying that the first Black president would be in 40 years. Also,
Yep.
Bobby Kennedy, he said the same thing.
Yep.
And you were pointing out, we don't know exactly when that was, when he said that, but it seemed like, since 1968 till now, that's 40 years in span. And you often wonder, like, was it just a premonition, or was it the people that was around him, or what was it that gave them this premonition that this will happen in 40 years? I mean, they could have said 50 years, they could have said 60 years. I mean, it could have been a number of numbers, but they both agreed 40 years.
Exactly. Quite interesting that exactly in 2008, Barack Obama was elected, and in 2009 he was sworn in as the first African American president. 40 years, not quite to the day, but 40 years almost to the day when these speeches were made.
Yeah.
By Martin Luther King and by Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, so we encourage our audience to go back and check, because YouTube, before it goes away, who knows what can happen with YouTube or whatever. Check out some of the videos and grab them. A lot of them I copied, like Malcolm X's speeches. I knew about him, but I know even more about him now that I can grab his speeches.
Right.
And think of that sort. So yes. So well, thank you, Patricia. We're gonna let you get on to your day, and we're gonna get on to this next guest. And we really appreciate you coming on the show.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
We got DJ Woogie Fresh in the house, and we've got Nyla Stats leave. Oh, one of them left.
Oh, I think that was Patricia.
So, yeah, it was Patricia. So DJ Woogie, are you with us?
You have to
DJ
unmute
Woogie
yourself.
Fresh.
Hello, DJ Woogie Fresh. Are you with us?
While you find your unmute for your mic, DJ Woogie Fresh is a recording artist that.
Yes, sir.
There you are.
Hey, what's up, yo? Thanks for having me on the show and stuff. It's so cool being here and then really being able to get to know Patricia Duncan too. Again, you guys can keep up with her and her email is p.s.s.publishing LLC@gmail.com. So that's the name of her publishing company. And you can keep up with her right there and what book she has out and defining a defining moment. That book on Barack Obama was her first book, is a really big book as well. So you can find out more about that as well, just going through her email and stuff. But fellas, I got a lot of new music coming out and stuff like that. And, I'm slowly kind of introducing people, that's involved with the new music that we have coming out. One of which is a big single from Nyla Stats, a big country singer. I was hoping she'd be on the show. She's having a hard time logging in right now. She's trying to log in. Johnny, she's probably texting you and stuff like that. And she just needs to go to her email. She just needs a little instruction. She'll come on the show, But yeah, we got a big country singer. And that's one of the singles that I'm bringing out, is called Woodswind. You got to keep your ears to the street for that. It's by Nyla Stats, a big country singer here in Denver, Colorado. And that's going to be some really cool music. Nyla Stats has been around for a long time. She's a very senior artist. Yeah, and you can get more information about her music online at reverbnation.com/Nyla Stats. That's NYLA Stats, STATS, Nyla Stats. Yes, so that's what I'm currently kind of, focused on right now. We're looking at probably like a First Friday event, maybe starting off, with some autograph signing, DJ parties, maybe some open mics kind of thing, we're looking into. Plus, we got the tour with Intervision Records. I want you guys to keep your ears to the streets for Youth in Action. All right, tour going on. That's right. We're bringing out a bunch of fresh, new, hot talent, intervisionrecords.org, and bringing out a bunch of hot talent on this tour. It's going to be really cool. You guys can go to the website and check out for more information about that, intervisionrecords.org, and check out Youth in Action Tour. It's going to be something really big. And, we're just making a big statement there with a bunch of new music and a new talent coming out from intervisionrecords.org. Johnny, why don't you share a little bit more about that and tell them, what this tour represents?
Well, this tour represents just a chance for, we have two sections. We have one where we're going to be showcasing maybe more seasoned hip hop artists and other artists, and then we're going to invite some young people to come that are maybe involved with music and or just the business part of it, and to set aside time to be able to mentor these guys. So let them know that it's not just the show, but it's also the business part as well. And sometimes, as artists, we get down the business part, but because we can be indie artists and pretty much do it all ourselves, and then have the record company come to us, and then we can make a better deal than them just, us going to them. We're trying to teach them how to get themselves set up so they don't leave any money on the table.
Right.
So they know at what point do they, start, paying people to be a street team, or paying managers and paying lawyers and so forth, and paying accountants to take them to the next level. Now, if it's a hobby, hey, that's great, have fun with it. But if you want it to be a living wage, there's certain business things you have to put in place in order to go forward. So
now, DJ Woogie, you are a producer of sorts. Is that right? So you produce.
That's correct. That's correct.
Help them to get recognition, notoriety. You work with different record labels such as intervisionrecords.org. What do you find that is that's going to be of interest to those that are aspiring recording artists or musicians? What's one of the biggest things that you can tell these folks that just want to pick up a guitar, learn how to play, let's say, or, I don't know, learn how to use a digital audio workstation and start producing their own music? What do you have to say to these folks?
Well, there's a lot of people out here that encourage, people that are musicians and artists and playing instruments and stuff like that, to go, not be afraid, to take it to the next level as far as, learning how to be independent and make a living, So, that's what I guess that's what we're reaching out to right now. I want people to know about us, DJ Woogie Fresh, and gflowrecords.com. I want them to know about intervisionrecords.org. I want them to know that there's independent labels out here that will embrace your talent and your skill level at the point in your life and where you're at, and help you to go ahead and go to the next level or pursue a career with your music, And that's what we are. It's like a P&D label, package and deliver, publish and deliver, to take an artist and show them, hey, here's your craft. This is how you do it. This is how we make a living. And we can go out together and make records and sell them to friends and family. And then there's artists that, hey, maybe not to that extent. Maybe they're just starting out, maybe they just want to meet other artists. Maybe they just want to be heard. That's what youth in action is all about. It's also for the new artists that just want to be heard, that just, hey, I got a talent and I just want you to listen to me and tell me, what do you think? This is also an arena for you to just be heard, and stuff like that. So, we have all kind of things set up to wherever your talent is at, you can come to us and we can work together to go ahead and get you going, get you flowing, with your talent and stuff. That's the biggest thing that I think that I want to share with artists, is that they don't have to feel alone out there. There's other people like us, intervisionrecords.org, that are out there embracing artists at every level, and pushing them, to go ahead and pursue their craft. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about, because I know a lot of these musicians, they don't understand this, and there's the places where you can upload, and you get a wider like audience. It's a place where DJs, they grab their music, and you were saying that if we got your masters, we can split it up. We can give like a instrumental track. So then when the DJs they get that track, they can rap over it, whatever, and stuff like that. Then you have the acapella track. Then you have the track with just the background. Tell us about that concept, because I think a lot of musicians or artists, they don't know, well, why do I need to split this up in so many different ways?
Right. So you've got 3 different sets of tracks. You've got your instrumentals, you've got your acapella, and you've got your backtracking with voiceover over the top of that.
Right. And to me, it's like a way, maybe your song might become a karaoke hit, because that's they have to license that,
right?
And it's almost like you're saying, don't leave any money on the table. Figure out as many ways you can, get that money, with your art, because it's not easy to produce that stuff, and you just don't want to be leaving money on the table like that.
What do you think about that, DJ Woogie Fresh?
Yes, sir. A lot of variety is really good. I was digging with Johnny. I'm like that too, Johnny. I was digging the example you're giving about the DJs. Yeah, I mean, I'm old school like that. When I'm doing a live show, I want my DJ in the back. I'm old school like that. With maybe on the 1 and 2s. Getting down the turntables like a turntablist kind of presentation. That's typically like how I would like to present myself as a hip hop artist, just old school like that, And then there's times too where things are really coming together. Once you got past the digital tracks and once you got past the digital production of your music and you start recording with live artists, live instruments and stuff like that, I enjoy jamming with live music too. That's a big celebration, to transform your music like that, to go from the digital backtracks in your music is usually traditional for an artist when they're first starting to write their music. And then over time, and just progressing with it and starting to learn how to write music and then collab with different musicians that you meet. It's so beautiful. And then next thing you know, you're jamming in front of a live band. That's amazing.
Right. Hey, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you're watching us on YouTube. There's a notifications bell when you're watching on YouTube. Click that to all so that you don't miss our next live broadcast. We're here with DJ Woogie Fresh, talking a little bit about GFlow, GFlowRecords.com.
Yes, sir. GFlowRecords.com.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm glad I'm glad to be here and stuff. I want to just make crazy props out. We're talking about bringing all these artists together. We're talking about independent artists and stuff like that. And one of the things that I have found that has been an excellent tool to present to you these new artists that we're working with and stuff, and able to see us in a live presentation, is like with the mixtapes. I want to keep your ears to the street for my up and coming mixtape. It's called Woogie Nugget. It's going to be crazy. It's a 420 mixtape of hip hop and DJs and stuff. The sound from G Flow Records, the production, I really want to bring to the table with this CD. I want to show people this platform is full of artists, seasoned artists that are networking together and as well want to network with you, network with other people, bring their talent to the table for you as well. So that's what I'm really getting at. When we get down to the science of things, that's what I want people to really reach out and get a taste of, is some real underground music coming from G Flow Records with the Woogie Nugget CD. And that's going to be something really big and stuff, and it's coming out. And I'm working with Intervision Records on that, and Johnny with that, and a lot of people, working on this release with me and stuff like that. And it's going to be a phenomenal CD. Like I said, again, I just want to give people a taste of independent music, what it sounds like, what people are doing, as independent artists, give you a taste of the culture, and the sound that comes out of that, and it lets you know we're there for you as well, So that's I'm going to show you this network and introduce it to you and welcome you, to this network. That's what the Woogie Nugget is all about.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'd like to thank you for being on the show. Hey, we're going to end it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow with another show. And leave your comments down there below. And if we don't get back with you within 24 hours, go to info@intervisionfm.com. That's info@intervisionfm.com, and shoot us an email that way. And we'll get back with you as soon as possible. So anyway, everybody.
God bless everybody. Thanks, DJ Woogie. Thanks to Nyla Stats. And thanks to Patricia Duncan, accomplished songwriter and also author.
All right. Thank you.